What's going on, everybody? That's it, Teasy here. I'm just doing a quick comparison of the Suunto Vector and the Suunto Core. I'm not going to get too much into detail about each watch, and I'll probably miss a couple things in this video just due to time constraints. This video is for Shy Knives 23. He was asking about, he was thinking about getting the Suunto Core or the Suunto Vector, and he was just wanting to know some of the features of each. Like I said, I probably won't get into too many of the features. They're pretty much the same. The Suunto Core, which is this one right here, just tends to be a little bit more user-friendly than the Vector. And the reason why I say that is because the Core has 5 buttons. The Vector has 4. The Core actually has a mode setting, and I'll see if I can get into it here. I actually locked it. You can see that this watch has a locking feature, and I'll lock it for you again so that you can see it. If you just look up in the top right next to that white line right there, I'll hold it down, and you can see that a little lock comes up, and that's a pretty cool feature. Because these watches have such large faces or large bezels, you have a tendency sometimes to hit that with your hand. If you're moving around a lot, you can kind of hit that. The Vector does not have that. It does not have the locking feature. It also is slightly larger. It has a larger profile than the Core does. The Core is just a little bit smaller, and you can see it has the 3 buttons here, and the Vector has the 2 buttons. The Vector, wearing this watch, sometimes you might bend your hand back a little bit, and the top of your wrist can actually hit some of these buttons and change the mode that you're not necessarily looking for. I've already done a review on the Vector, so I won't go too much into detail about that, but I did want to show you a couple things about the Suunto Core. Let's get it out of the lock mode. And this is one thing that I like about the Core over the Vector. If you just hold down the center button here, it takes you into a setting where you can actually look at your logbook. You can change the time and the date. You can actually look at the sunrise, also the sunset. You can set your altimeter and barometer, your compass. You've got a general setting, and units. Units is pretty cool. The units allows you to change it from a 24-hour setting, time setting, to a 12-hour time setting. You can also change your in your barometer. You have a thermometer. You can change your degrees from either Celsius or Fahrenheit. That's a feature that you do not have on the Suunto Vector. The Vector will only cover your degrees in Celsius. So the Core is, like I said, is just a little bit more user-friendly. If you're used to looking at your degrees in Fahrenheit, you have that option to change that with the watch. Also, you can change your in your altimeter. You can change that from either a meter setting to a feet setting. So if you're used to looking at things or distances in feet, say for instance you're climbing up a mountain or you're going up a hill, you don't have to look at it in meters. You can look at it in feet, or vice versa. You don't have that feature with the Suunto Vector. It's only going to give it to you in meters, not in feet. Your compass, the compasses on these watches are pretty much the same. Now the setting is a little bit different. If you notice that the Suunto Vector, and I think I talked about this in the other video that I did, in the review I did on the Vector, that this has a leveling bubble, and in setting the compass, you want to be away from electronics when you do this. So I would recommend that you set this outside to get the proper bearing. Basically what you do is you hold the watch upright and you try and get that bubble in the middle, and the watch will tell you to actually rotate the watch 360 degrees slow to try and get the correct bearing. And the Core does not have that. You can pretty much set that anywhere, inside, outside. and you would also do the exact same thing, but you don't have that leveling bubble that the vector does. And turn it right side up for you so you can see, and that's just that little bubble right there. The core, now this has the negative face, and I think that's what Shy Knives was looking at purchasing, was one with the negative face. Like, it comes with the positive face as well, just as the vector. This is what it would look like. It would have a positive face. The vector also comes with a negative face as well. Just a few more things. The band here, if you look at the band on the core, you notice that both of these watches have similar bands. It's made from the same material, and there are just a few features about each watch that is different. If you look at the vector here, you'll notice that it has your traditional holes, belt buckle and loop. The core also has, well, it has your standard wristband, but it has slotted holes and a larger buckle than the vector. Also on the loop, you have, and it's going to be kind of hard to see. You might be able to see it there a little bit, but like a small tooth that you can that is used to grip these slots so that the band or the loop does not slip off of the rest of the unused part of the band, which can get caught on things. The vector does not have that. If you look at this, you can see how the belt loop just kind of slides around, and that can sometimes make the watch prone to breaking, because that'll slip off and that can get caught on things, and that can pull your band off. You won't have that problem with the Suunto Core. If you look real close, and like I said, if you look really close, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little tooth in there that will actually grip the slots, and it will not move as much. But that's pretty much it for both of these watches. If you've got any more questions about as far as the settings go, I'm working on that. I'm still learning how to use the core and the vector as well. But I hope this helped you out a little bit, Shy. If not, just send me a message. I'll try it again, try and get a little more in depth with the features, but you can kind of see how everything looks, how it works. Both great watches, especially if you like going outdoors and being out in nature. Both great watches. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.